Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. Let's talk about Gabby for a minute because for a while I have come at Gabby with hella smoke. Okay? I know she's a fan favorite and there was things that have gotten on my nerves about her. But like I always sit there and say, when they do something wrong and I don't like, I'm calling it out for it. Okay? When they do something great, I'm going to sit there and talk about it. Now, this episode, I got to sit there and say, as far as relationships go, as far as, having a woman to really have your back, I'm impressed. I am hella impressed. Like, the way that she came in, the way that she stormed in her house and confronted EJ and was like, yo, you did this, you did that, and you did the third. And I'm coming at y'all. I'm coming at your whole company. And I'm going to decimate it. I'm going to enjoy it for what you did to Jake. And she walked out. And I was like, I was speechless. I was like, yes, this is the type of woman that, I'm not even going to sit there and say chick, this is the type of woman that you want to have by your side. This is the type of woman that's going to sit there and have your back. And I was just like, it was really nothing to sit there and say. I was genuinely impressed. Like I said, I've given Gabby hella smoke over the course of time I've been watching the show for various reasons. But this episode, she impressed the living hell out of me. And that's something I can sit there and say that I give respect to her for that. This is after, Jake walked in, and, because, Rafe was sniffing reading the paper or whatever. And, Rafe walked in, and Rafe was like, oh, you got some coffee? And Rafe was like, who the hell let you in this house? Like, what were you doing? What's going on? Am I dreaming? Like, what's up? Gabby was like, well, sorry, we was unpacking, yada, yada, yada. And, Rafe is just clearly not too thrilled about that. But, she gets a call from Philip, I guess, that there's some mail at the Tamara's place that she got to go back. And, Jacob's like, no, I can go back there just in case if you run into EJ. And Gabby was like, oh, I hope I run into EJ. And she walks out that door. She's girl's on fire. Now, Jake is like, yo, it seems like you have a problem with, us living in the house or whatever. And Ray was like, no, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with her. I have a problem with you. And this is because, again, Jake's resume, as far as women is concerned, is, ain't looking good. Alright? It's not good. I mean, he cheated, from what I understand, on Gwen with Gabby. Okay? And then you use Kate, to try to get over Gabby. And in the end, you screw over Kate because you have feelings for Gabby when Kate was like, yo, you can leave if that's what you want to do. I'm giving you an out. She gave him so many chances, and he was just like, no, everything's cool, everything's fine. So, the fact that Kate is Rafe's friend, and the fact that, Gabby is her sister, he's like, yo, how do I know that you're not going to do to Gabby what you did to Kate? And, he tries to explain it. Oh, well, I still have feelings for Gabby, and I didn't tell her, and I was happy, and yada, yada, yada. And I'm not trying to make excuses, but I really thought that, Kate broke up with me. That's the only reason why I went back to Gabby. And I was like, bro, that whole sentence didn't even track. You literally just said, oh, so you were just going to stay with Kate. But because she broke up with you, that was just like, oh, alright, well, now I can go back to Gabby. You just, not even a week, you just ran back to Gabby. you know? And I know a lot of people want Gabby and Jake to be together, but the way he went about it was just slimy. It was literally just it's just the type of move that just makes a lot of men look bad. It really was. So, honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't even know if Rafe actually truly bought that. Like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I don't know. He didn't look like he was too satisfied with that explanation. But all he said was, whatever you got going on with EJ and all that other crap, just make sure that you keep Gabby out of it. Which clearly is not going to happen because Gabby is that ride or die woman. And with this whole thing going on, this whole war, it's just not going to, you know. Now, as she storms off, you know, Sammy was like, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to make enemies out of Demara and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. You don't want to do that. Sweetheart, listen, I get it. Just because, you know, you clam up and you're all afraid every time EJ walks into the room doesn't mean that every other mortal on the planet has to be. Like, no. Now I'm not gonna lie. Watching the EJ and Sammy scenes, I mean, it just was like... Listen, I like EJ. I do. Sammy... the jury's still out on that one. But watching her be all like, you know, when he's... You know, because he's pretty much apologizing for him being a dick to her. And she's just like, no, I understand. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. I felt like I was about to vomit watching them make out. I literally felt like the sound she was making, it was just like, you know, honestly, to tell you the truth, that scene was so bad that I was just like, you know what? I don't even feel like watching porn tonight. Like, I really don't. You just completely just I'm good now. So thank you. I'm just not in the mood anymore. So that's awesome, Sammy. Thank you for that. That's just great. And of course they go downstairs and they're talking for a little bit, and you know that's when Gabby walks in. You know, because you know Sammy is like all over EJ. And then that's when she runs out, and that's when EJ gets a call from Kristen, and Kristen's like, "Yo, did you get that letter?" EJ's like, "I don't have time to like play games. Like, what are you talking about?" And before she gets a chance to really say anything, Sammy walks in, hangs up, you know, grabs the phone, hangs it up, is like, "You can't talk to him. You can't talk to her because she's a wanted fugitive, and yada yada yada." And you know, EJ informs Sammy that you know Kristen wrote him a letter. So now she's freaking out. She is freaking out. Now, Gabby goes to pick up the mail and picks up the wrong mail. And, you know, she opens up her purse. She looks at it. She's like, you know, it says, like, Kristen to, or someone to Sammy. Or EJ to, you know, like, EJ's mail or whatever. So Jake is like, oh, alright, well. I'm just stand there, open it up. I mean, I know it's a fair offense, but, nah, screw that. Open it up. So, yeah. We're on that. Now Kristen was talking to Brady, and Brady was just not having any of it. He was like, yo, listen, I don't want to talk to you. Like, you asking about our daughter, like you just on a business trip? Like, yo, how do you think she is? How do you think she is? She's missing you. You tore up this whole family. How is she doing? Are you kidding me? So, to be honest, I was actually happy that Brady, you know, was really snitty going in on her. And then when he talked about Chloe, Kristen was like, okay, I see. You're in love with her. Well, you know what? You and her can rot, this, that, and the third. And, you know, that's when Brady was like, well, you're not this. You're a selfish. And I was like, what? Kristen had that look like what? A bitch? That's what you're going to sit there and call me? And for a good minute, I'm not going to lie, I was like, I didn't know how to feel about that, because I was like, man, it must, like, she knew that her relationship was officially over when he referred to her as that, you know? Like, and, you know, as that, it was just like right there, it was right cemented. So, you know, I guess one of them hangs up the phone, and that's when she gets upset, and she's like, yo, you know what? But Kristen had that look where she was like, I'm not gonna get mad, I'm gonna get even. But yeah, she does wind up telling EJ, or she's gonna sit there and tell EJ probably, or she wanted to tell EJ before Sammy was just right on time, hanging up the phone, because that's, you know, to some extent, I did find it kind of funny, well not funny, but whatever, that, you know, EJ is literally pointing out his heart, confessing to her, apologizing to her, seeming to say, I want things to be different, I want us to grow, I want us to be honest and stuff like that. And meanwhile, this chick is literally looking at him, touching on him, hugging on him, kissing on him, and the whole time, she literally had an affair with someone else. And was going to sit there and look him in the face like, oh, well, this whole secret is not going to get out. It was like, not only is it going to get out, but it's going to get ugly. And to be honest, I don't even feel bad for her. I really don't, because anything that you do, it's on you. Now, Nicole is sitting there talking to the bear, talking about she missed Rafe, because, you know, that's the thing. Now, before I get into it, there was one thing where, you know, Jake was like, you know, have you ever felt like that? You know, like you was with one person and you want to be with somebody else. And Rafe was like, yeah. But Nicole is talking to Chloe, and long story short, Nicole is like, yo, listen, I need to get dirt on Sammy. And Chloe was like, alright, she got something on you, you want to get something on her. And they start bouncing ideas, they talk about Sammy and Lucas conspiring that whole brain tumor thing, and, you know, them getting closer and stuff like that. Now, at some point, Nicole talks to Lucas, and what she does is she throws out a theory, okay? She throws out, you know, the fact that, oh, well, Kristen had something over you. She was blackmailing you. She knew that y'all two slept together, and that's why, you know, Sammy was doing X, Y, and Z. She said that because she wanted to test Lucas' reaction. And I thought that was actually pretty clever. And I guess we're just waiting until tomorrow to find out. Now, Lucas was talking to Kate, which he is still upset with Kate, because the fact of the matter is, she lied to him. You know? He was feeling bad. He was worried about her, and the whole time she was sitting there doing it just to get a revenge on a guy half her age. You know? But she was like, oh no, I'm sorry. Like, okay. So he was upset about that. He was also upset with the fact that Kate is working for EJ, pretty much AKA Lucas thinks that he is the devil himself. Still thinking about the new season of Lucifer that I still have to watch once I finish watching This Is Us. But yeah, you know, he's upset. You know, he's like, yo, why are you sitting there working for the enemy? On top of that, you know, Kate is like, I'm not done, you know, screwing over Jake. I'm like, really? Like, still? Even after? I mean, listen, this is already on some level kind of pathetic that you are twice his age and you felt the need to go, you know, get back at him. Okay, you know, you need to get revenge on him, but okay, fine, whatever. But now you're just like, oh, I'm just going to keep doing it. I'm just going to sit there and find a way to keep burying him. I'm like, really? You don't have anything else to do with your time? Like, why don't you find someone else to focus on instead of, you know, continue to get revenge on the guy that's half her age? Like, listen, I get where she's coming from. Because what Jake did, again, pretty much makes a lot of men look bad. So I understand that desire, but come on, bro. Like, be better. You know, this is getting a little kind of pathetic. And I want to sit there and say it's a little bit beneath her, of somebody of her status, somebody of her age. It's like, come on, what are you doing? He talked about Lucas for a little bit, and then Lucas leaves. And, you know, Rome and Kate talk for a little bit. I can't remember what they were saying too much. But it seems like they may get back together. I mean, let's be honest, I don't really know if Kate actually has a lot of options as far as available men. So I feel like Roman already likes her, so I feel like they probably going to get back together. I guess we'll see. I mean, the only thing they really talked about was them being good friends. You know, Roman really snitty trying to give her some advice. As far as dropping the whole revenge thing and just kind of just doing you and some other stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't really remember the rest. But again, I feel like they may want to come back out together. Now, Brady does want to come in and work. I guess he just shows up to work whenever he wants. Which is amazing, because they started talking. I was like, so does anyone actually ever do any work around here? Or we just, no? We just gossip and talk about? Okay, alright, cool. So he walks in there, he's upset. Because he's like, yeah, I talked to Kristen. No, I don't know where she's at, but, you know, it was a very dreadful conversation. Now, Nicole leaves, and, you know, one of the things that Brady does, because of Chloe's request, is show her the picture of, you know, Chloe, you know, with the X, you know, on it, knowing that this is the kind of person that Kristen is. Now, what I did like about the conversation is that he was finally like, which is odd, because I'm pretty sure she's done other terrible things way before this, but you're now seeing the light. I guess it's better late than never, but still. So, you know, he's talking about how hurt he is, and he's upset with the whole Kristen thing, and, you know, like, he's sorry about what he did, you know, what she did to him. What she did to her. And then he just lays it all out there. He was like, yo, listen, you know, this whole Kristen thing, the way it ended, wasn't totally bad, because I still have feelings for you, and he pretty much says he wants to be with her. Now, when he said that, the look on her face was just like, this is what she wanted. This is what she wanted. But now, the problem with this whole, you know, reveal and everything like that is because she told Philip that she was going to give him a chance. Okay, Philip has been working overtime on trying to get back with Chloe. Okay, he's been pulling out all the stops. He's been being somewhat patient. He's been being patient, but he's been being thorough. But he's been being respectful at the same time. You know, he's pulling out all the stops for her. And I feel like the only reason why she went out, you know, why she decided to give him a chance, is a consolation prize. You know? Especially after Bella practically said, alright, there's really no good way for me to sit there and spin this whole Philip thing, like, as far as him being a great catch and stuff. So, we'll just go with the fact that Brady is just unavailable because of XYZ. So now she has that look on her face like, oh, I really want to be with him, but, you know, I told Philip I was going to give him a chance. I'm just like, Chloe, what are you doing? I mean, I get this is how love triangles generally happen, but I'm going to be honest, I feel bad for Philip, and I feel bad for him from the start, because it's like, you know, I know maybe deep down, he may not want to admit it, because, you know, he's getting the girl of his dreams or whatever, but he should know that the only reason why she said yes isn't because of her feelings for him. It's because she can't be with Brady. You know? And I know that has to eat him up somewhere inside, but he's just, hey, I got my girl, that's all that really matters. So I'm just like, bro, this whole thing is over. Somebody is definitely going to be hurt. And I have a strong feeling is going to be Philip. And I know why. Like, I'm rooting for Philip. I don't really do love triangles. I don't really do couplings and stuff like that. But Philip has been pulling out all the stops. And Brady has just been like, oh, well, I'm so sad about I'm so sad about Kristen and what she's doing to Rachel, and it's a broken family, and, you know, poor me. Like Snitty giving this whole, you should feel sympathy for me and should want to try to fix me and hug me and be with me to solve all my problems and completely as a man. I don't know. It's just, I feel like he's using, and granted, he's not doing it on purpose, but he's using the fact that, you know, he's a wounded man, you know, to kind of woo her a little bit, even if he's doing it unintentionally. I don't know. That's just one of my theories about that. I feel like that's pretty much about it. I don't think I missed too much of anything. If I did, please write it down in the comment section. I mean, that was just, I know that was just kind of just like literally throwing that theory out in the air, But I don't know. I mean, I know he wants to be with her. He's learned his lesson about being with Kristen. But here's the thing. Bro, even if you want to be with her, and even if she wants to be with him, Kristen is still out there. Okay? And now, you done hurt that girl's feelings. Okay? So now, she's your crazy ex who you just hurt her feelings about Chloe. With Chloe. The woman that was driving her nuts. And you're just like, oh, I want to be with you. Yeah, because, you know, that's pretty much painting a target on her back. And her, they even sit there and think, oh, well, maybe we could still be together because she's not in Salem and yada, yada, yada. It's like, yo, how many times do you need to come to near death before you realize that, well, Brady isn't good for you because of Kristen? Like, maybe being alive is kind of important to you. You know, you have a son and everything. Maybe being with Brady is still not the best option, you know, for your health. Anyway, like I said, I am done. I can't think of anything else. Please write down in the comment section below. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe if you can. Share the video because that will definitely help. I'm trying to put out these videos a lot earlier, but I had a ton of ish to sit there and do before I started recording, and yeah. But I'm trying to get back on a more, earlier schedule. So I appreciate everyone that's still watching now and tomorrow. But thank you for watching. Be safe. I will see you in the next video.